What's up, guys? Kevin Cage here with another crypto update, and what an absolute bloodbath of a day. Bitcoin has dumped in the last 3 days about 20%, taking the market down with it. But of course, FTT, the token of the crypto exchange FTX, is down from its all-time high price with a flash crash of about 96 or 97%. So we definitely have to cover some of the biggest news in the crypto space between the two biggest exchanges, Binance and FTX. We'll also talk about the Bitcoin price chart and a few altcoins, and as you can see right here, even since November 5th, which is just 3 days ago, we've dropped about 20% and actually wicking and breaking through our previous June low. So now the Bitcoin price chart on Bitstamp has gone as low as $17,100 thus far. And a while back, after Casper was overbought and rallying over 5 cents up to 5.5 cents, we were talking about different levels to come back to. So we were talking about 3.6 cents, which has an open gap. So I use these gaps as just another confluence when the asset is overbought on the daily RSI, and it has yet to even come back and retest. I will use this as a confluence when I'm mapping out my zone, trying to decide where I'm going to put my limit buys as I stagger back in. And as you can see right here on the Casper Tether chart, we had an open gap at 3.6 cents. So now we can see another gap has officially closed. And if you guys want to subscribe to my other channel, Kevin Cage Shorts right here, these are going to be YouTube clips or different shorts from my videos. And here's one of the Casper shorts I also uploaded on Instagram. And big thanks to anybody that subscribes. I'm going to link this YouTube channel in the top of the pinned comments. Okay, so we're back on CoinMarketCap. The market cap fell back under $1 trillion, now at $906 billion. The volume is down as well. Bitcoin dominance is still at 38%. And as we can see, the FTX token on the 7-day is down 80%. Dogecoin is down about 36%. I know from its June low, it still rallied well over 100%. I'm not touching FTT. I'm not touching Dogecoin. Just my personal choice. I'm not interested in those assets, and I'm definitely not interested in Aptos either. It has the Solana vibes because it was heavily backed by some of the biggest VCs. Investors for Aptos right here, and I'm not promoting it. I'm not touching this. I just want to give a little background for Aptos for anybody that's unfamiliar. This is another layer 1 blockchain that is heavily backed by Coinbase, Ventures, FTX, Binance, and all the big OGs. And we're talking several $100 million went into this project. And you can see all the major exchanges listing APT on day 1. So I tweeted this the day before APT was listed. We can see, remember Ape and also Glimmer or Moonbeam. Now I actually like Moonbeam, and I do believe after all of this selling is done and we leave this distribution phase that Moonbeam can do some amazing things. But talking about launching on all major exchanges, day 1, when some of the biggest venture capitalists, multimillionaires, and billionaires are ready to dump their tokens and at least get some of their initial investment back. We can see Ape and Glimmer, day 1, launched on a variety of exchanges. It was all planned. VCs dumped and pumped. Now notice, right here, you can see Glimmer pumping from that wick up 19,000%, going up to $51 from 25 cents, crashing 99% later. And I'm definitely more interested looking at Glimmer now at today's prices because this is a lot more practical. I do believe that we can retrace big time in the future, especially during the next bull run. But 19,000% pump followed by a 99% crash, just a constant distribution, just selling pressure on and on and on with retracements and bull traps to get retail in. They want your money. They pump it, suck us in, and boom. And you can see Ape, a very similar fractal from that wick at 99 cents or $1 right there, day 1, boom, 2,700% increase. And as you can see, boom, 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 89% drop. So as you can see, Glimmer went from 25 cents all the way up to 50 bucks, and this was instantly. And APT went from $1 all the way up to $100. Crazy. And overall with Solana, I just will never touch it. I know that they're, selling sneakers and phones, but the downtime is just too much. They're doing things and pushing the barriers to what blockchain can do, and it's breaking, and it's good so that other layer 1s can take notes. But this is a VC funded project. The biggest Bitcoin influencers shield it, and they're most likely early buyers buying Solana under $1. I'm not touching it because it's already done over a 500x in the past 2 years. That's crazy. Let it breathe a little bit. Saw a lot of huge influencers promoting Solana early days just because it would get the clicks, but I just was never really about it. Maybe I'm just salty because I didn't make money from it, but we can see from that low, it did over a 500x return. Now it's coming back down, and could it survive? Could it do really well with everything that it's building? Absolutely, but I am just not personally interested, and that's just my personal opinion. And I had a buddy ask me about Telcoin. So I like Telcoin. I wish all holders well. I'm just personally interested in some other alts. Maybe it does rocket. The market cap is in a favorable place compared to some others. So anything is possible. I'm not bashing it, to be clear. I know that it has favorable regulation in certain countries and in jurisdictions, and it could very well succeed and do huge things. I get that. My only concern about Telcoin is I don't like going after assets that just exploded in the past 2 years. And, even from March 2020, up until May of 2021, it has done over a 900x return. Even from this low, December, November 2020 to May, this is less than a year, a 500x return. And I'm sure a lot of people that talk about it here, they are happy campers. You make a 500x return, how would you not love that investment? And to be clear, it could go way higher, guys. I'm not bashing it. I'm just looking at something that is yet to really go. So looking at different structures, even on the 3-day, we can see that Casper has yet to actually go into a big expansion phase, whereas almost every single altcoin has when it does experience a bull run. And Casper was born in the bear market, yet to experience a bull run. Looking at algo, so we're talking about this fib retracement across the board. You can see from the high to the June low, even rejecting the 702, falling below. Thus far, we reached the 236. I felt like a genius because we were actually up here for a couple 4-hour candles, and I sold at 44 cents. I bought back at 38, 39 cents. You can see I bought back right there, went up to almost 41 cents, and I was like, yes, and then boom, mega crash. Now, overall, I believe algo is going to be fine. These liquidations bring great opportunity in the market, and I want to show you some fractals that do remind me of this day. XRP, look at this on this 4 hours. So look at XRP falling from about, compared to a 20% drop for Bitcoin, a 33% drop. Remember my chart for XRP back in 2020, we can see that gap at 17 cents. I thought we were going to come here. This was actually before the SEC announced their lawsuit. We did not reject the 786. We went all the way up to the 4.236, pumping very high, then crashing, still closing that gap that we had at 17 cents. And this was back in 2020 where I was able to fill a very nice buy before we started hitting that bull run and then climbing towards $1.96. And I posted this the other day, just emphasizing, for the XRP price chart, we have gaps above and below, just like the Bitcoin price chart. So we have a gap for XRP on Bittrex, and of course there's a variety because it is a liquid, at 17 cents once again. But the good news is that there's also gaps on the XRP price chart that are over $1. And here's another fractal I've been watching for a very long time between Casper and OGN. So if you guys were watching the channel and remember videos back in January of 2021 and February when we were riding this wave for OGN and getting a very nice return, and of course this was during the bull run. And friendly reminder, I know it's hard right now, but the bull run will return. So if you want to take a break, there's nothing wrong with that. Take care of your mind, get off crypto Twitter, and get away from any toxicity, guys. But I do want to assure anybody that's struggling or anybody that's down and upset about the market, this too will pass. This is how it felt during March 2020, and looking back and zooming out 2 years later, those buys during March 2020 were life-changing. We had Cardano at 2 cents going over $3, well over a 100x return. We had even Algorand doing a 20x, Hedera doing a 60x. There were a variety of altcoins that present huge opportunity. So I recommend that you keep researching. Those that really want it are going to find a way, and those that don't really want it are going to find an excuse. So this was Casper versus OGN, and you can see that we did in fact get higher up to those previous wicks at 5.5 cents, and now I want to show you this. So looking at this setup with OGN, and there's a few ways to look at it, specifically just using the 200-day moving average. I remember clearly when we were in OGN and it started moving and it was up to about, let's just say 57 cents. I remember this day sitting in my house in Chicago like it was yesterday. We crashed 60%. I told people that I was holding. I got messages back saying I'm selling, I sold. They sold after a 60% drop. Now, flash crashes are scary. They can be a sign that we're going lower. But guess what? If you're looking at a fundamentally strong project and you're already pretty close to all-time lows like I was in OGN, and I saw that Wintermute was making markets and they also had some new things coming for NFTs, I put that together and saw that Coinbase was listing them soon, so I held on. And sometimes these quick flash crashes, remember OGN, this was a 61% drop. It shook out the weak hands, and what did it result in? About a 1,500% increase. So let's see, even comparing, let me see Casper's wick at 5.5 hitting those previous levels right there and there. We actually dropped, thus far, 39% versus 61%. This OGN hold was a lot harder at the time. Now here's the DAG price chart. Now if you look at DAG and its price history on CoinTrader, you're going to see it did a multiple 100x return previously. Right here, this is just KuCoin, so there's limited historical data. But this absolutely rocketed when we were talking about it back here. Now, as we can see, this is the same fractal I was looking at, and this is why I was able to ride those waves during the bull run when things are easy. And yeah, of course, you can throw a dart at an asset, and provided its weekly RSI was looking good, I'll show you what I was doing during the bull run, just high level, in case you guys are hoping for the next bull run, because I sure am. We can see this golden cross right here. I was looking at weekly time frame, seeing assets forming a similar cup and handle, double bottom, and just rocketing. And this is exactly what I did. I took position in DAG right around this golden cross. And of course, that worked out. And I also do fundamental research. I'm not just, picking random coins that have no developments going on. So there's a lot more to it. It takes tens of hours to even get a basic understanding of a project and its ecosystem. So anyways, back to the daily to point this out. This is the same fractal I was using between OGN and DAG or Constellation. We had a similar structure. And let's actually remove this just to show you once more. I was looking at different fib levels, swing high, swing low, and we can see a few things. So I just want to point this out. And I know I've shown this many times before. As we can see, reaching 4.236, double top, then a huge crash. I have a close friend that sold this drop. I don't know where exactly he sold it, maybe like 5 or 6 cents. We went as low as 2.5 cents, retesting the previous high, the 100% retracement. And then, of course, DAG rocketed yet again. So what I want to point out is sometimes, especially before a bullish impulse, there are huge flash crashes, such as right there. So in this case, after reaching a 4.236, remember OGN was a 60% drop. This is a 74% flash crash. You can see reaching 4.236, and we can see again reaching a 21 fib extension. If we remove all of this once more, do another Fibonacci on this next high to the low, and let's get rid of the EMAs because that's a little distracting. We can see the wick reached perfectly to the 4.236 and right on the 4.618. Ghost wick came back down yet again, followed by another crash. So we had that 74% crash, followed by a 73% crash, probably shaking more people out. And for anybody that has yet to experience a full bull run and be positioned before the impulse comes, just to give you a little perspective, you can see 74% crash, big pump, 74% crash, big pump. And even from that low before taking off, and I did not get there, by the way, that is over a 70x return. I was positioned right around here, around the golden cross. But that's one of the reasons why I try, and I'm not perfect, but I'm trying to target assets that look like they're consolidating, tightening up, because that is the pop or drop moments. And I know right now we're in a bear market, so of course, just drop, 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 but there will be pops in the future for these strong assets. So after massive crashes, you can begin looking at an accumulation structure during the bear market, waiting to find that bottom and then show signs of strength. And during a bull run, if we're trying to gauge the top, we can look at different distribution schematics or selling structures, trying to best gauge when to exit this market. So in my opinion, and this is not financial advice, we are at do or die time for a variety of altcoins. We are either going to create another all-time low price and serve as the official spring during a wake-off accumulation. We can then get our support, show signs of strength SOS, and get this show on the road. And I know nobody wants to entertain this or hear it, especially on a super red day like this, but it's also possible that some altcoins have already bottomed back in June. Keyword being some. There's other alts that have already gone significantly lower, creating a new all-time low for 2022. Okay, and to finish up with this, so we have the crypto giant Binance, the world's largest crypto exchange, to acquire their rival FTX following a liquidity crunch. Binance has signed a letter of intent to acquire its most formidable rival FTX. Now, Binance founder CZ along with FTX founder SBF, also known as Sam Bankman-Fried, have been going at it for months. CZ of Binance says, in quotes, "To protect users, we signed a non-binding letter of intent intending to fully acquire FTX and help cover the liquidity crunch. Binance has the discretion to pull out from the deal at any time. But the important thing is that customers are protected." What's interesting is Binance was in fact the first investor that backed FTX. And earlier this year, FTX was valued at $32 billion. And earlier this week, CZ said that Binance was selling their holdings of FTT, the FTX token, that it received as part of an exit from the firm last year. CZ said the firm was liquidating its FTT holdings as a post-exit risk management, giving some credence to a widely circulated rumor about Alameda Research's concerning financial health. And Alameda Research has launched a variety of crypto projects. Now, Sam Bankman-Fried actually founded the prop trading and market making firm Alameda. which definitely had some exposure to the FTT tokens. Now, we talked about FTT a little bit yesterday, and it's just crazy that even since then, guys, we have dropped, give or take, another 87%. The all-time high price was about $83, dropping to as far as $2.74, back to over $5 right now. And Twitter is full of information currently. There are amazing threads, and don't take it all at face value, but it's definitely something to consider. We can see right here, shared by Will. He starves FTX of revenue with 0% trading fees on Binance, attracting volume from FTX. CZ then shoots headshot by publicly announcing FTT concerns, causing a bank run on FTX and decline in FTT price. FTX then is unable to cover holes in their balance sheet. Therefore, CZ acquires FTX. Thanks for playing. We can see Alex right here. Well, Binance and FTX are officially at war. And this is a really interesting thread, and he actually dives in all the way back to 2019. So I retweeted this if you guys would like to check this out. It goes very deep and it's super interesting. Remember that Binance invested in FTX back in 2019. And it was announced that FTX would build institutional product offerings for the Binance ecosystem. FTX was rapidly growing, and of course, it could be a threat to Binance. We can see right here, FTX was now the number 2 exchange right behind Binance in this screenshot. You can see, of course, Binance is still significantly larger, and they even own CoinMarketCap, so you could, skew data as well. We can see the volume, the average liquidity, and the weekly visits. Binance is definitely winning. But of course, you have every right to see this as a threat, and that's plenty of volume and liquidity that Binance could be getting. It's also no secret that SPF had grand ambitions. He realizes the only way to maximize FTX's potential is by winning over regulators. He was the number 2 donor to this specific campaign, and I don't want to say any specific names because then this video will be shadow banned, and we can see that's why he's one of the biggest donors in not just the crypto industry, but in US politics. SBF understands that in order to one day beat Binance, he needs to leverage US politics as a weapon. And he also knows his angle, knowing that CZ was born in China. And I'd assume there's plenty of rumors that come with that, as US and China tensions rise. So definitely super interesting, guys. I retweeted this, and you can follow right here. We have Alex if you want to check him out. And to finish up with today's video, we have a few things. We have Bitcoin testing new lows, the FTX exchange secretly insolvent. We have Binance acquiring FTX, the FTT token down 80%. CZ announcing proof of reserves. We have Coinbase, Kraken, and a few other exchanges down, whereas there's other exchanges that are not even letting us withdraw our tokens. How was your day at the office? If you enjoyed this video, I'd greatly appreciate hitting the like button and subscribing. Let me know your thoughts down below. And as always, my link tree is linked right in the top of this YouTube video description with all links, crypto resources, and discounts. I'll catch you in the next one.